Okay, I've gone through all of the commercial trainings and achieved A's across the board on them. And now it seems that it's time to take my CPL airplane exam. It says I'm more than ready, which I'm not too sure about because I felt the same way about the PPL last week. So we'll see how the CPL exam goes. I don't really know what it's going to ask for. I'm sure it's a combo of everything that I've already done, just with an instructor with me. But yeah, let's give this a rip cold just to see how it goes. Let's go. Purchase. Oh. One-time payment. You can retry it for free. Okay. So just in case it doesn't work out, I've got 500 credits left. I don't know what I can use for anything, but we're in the Cessna. Complete a new check ride consisting of a cross-country flight between Van Nuys and Bob Hope airports in Los Angeles County. If you need further information, today's flight plan has already been loaded into your aircraft's glass cockpit. Proper ATC interactions are expected to be performed throughout the flight. Okay. So we're coming up here. We're going to climb out. Turn left. And in. Clouds on, off. What's the difference going to be here? Just visual, I guess. I'll leave it as off. Just the way it was. So let's look at the briefing. Be expected to start the aircraft, taxi towards the designated runway and stop at hold short. Okay. Align with the runway. Take off once you reach 55 knots. Merge into the traffic pattern by climbing upwind until you reach 1,500 feet. Then fly crosswind, climbing towards the end of the traffic pattern at 2,100 feet. And follow VFR navigation. It recommends at 100 knots, okay? Slow down and start the final leg once the aircraft is aligned with the runway. And then use your flaps as desired on approach. Recommended approach speed is 65 knots. Land smoothly. Since this is a more advanced piloting exam, you'll be graded on your aviator performance throughout the flight. Follow your flight plan. Pay special attention to your speed, aircraft handling, and smoothness on takeoff and landing. Remember to ask for the right ATC clearances. Aircraft-specific recommended speeds are stored in your EFB. Alright. So take off at 55. Climb to 1,500. And then turn and continue to climb to 2,100. And then navigate. Their recommended speed of 100 knots. And then down. Okay. So. Let's take a look at the EFB. For any hints as to how I'm going to need to navigate this one. That's a slow load. I wonder why. I can see on my secondary monitor the airport slowly starting to get populated with aircraft and things like that. Alright. Finally, there I am walking towards my bird. Engine covers. Chocks. And static. I'm flying with that guy. Okay. What's happening? My frame rate is brutal right now. Is this just going to need some time to load in? Anyway, we'll fire this thing up and see how she goes.
Welcome to your CPL check ride. The last stop on your way to become a true professional pilot. For this check ride, you will complete a cross-country flight through Los Angeles County, taking off from Van Nuys Airport and then landing at Bob Hope Airport. You can start when you are ready.
Van Nuys ground Cessna November 6669er2 with Papa request taxi for takeoff east departure.
Cessna November 6669er2 taxi to and hold short of runway 16 are using taxiway Alpha 1 Charlie. Contact tower on 120. 2 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 16 are via at taxiway Alpha 1 Charlie Cessna 69er2.
Okay. Is there anything in here that's gonna give me... So navlog, so... Okay. You know what? I'm gonna confuse myself here by looking at this too much. So anyway, I can see on the map where I am. I'm gonna be coming out to the south. Yeah, heading south. And then turning east. So looking back at this, so... yeah, climbing out here. And then my nav points as I head east towards where I want to land. So zooming in on this. I believe this is going to be my hold short. So I can see by the markers here. And then out, I'm not sure if this is going to show on the recording. I don't think so. I'll just turn the camera. So out the left window, I can see that on the second monitor. I just didn't know if that gets recorded or not. I don't think it does. Anyway, so follow this around to the left, making a left-hand turn. And then, yeah, this here is going to be my hold short, which I assume is this blue box. So I got to make sure I taxi out there nice and slow and then stop inside there at the hold short. I'm going to just tab, get rid of that, and wait for this person to move out of the way before I start to roll, because I don't know if this game is going to ding me if I start rolling towards somebody. I imagine it probably will, even though they're virtual. There, she's out of the way. All right, throttle up. Oh, right button X to get rid of the parking brake. Gosh, okay. All right, starting to roll. Slow that down, it's probably too fast. Alright, cut my throttle. I think I got enough speed to make it up there. Slowing down. Stop at the hold short, holding the brake just so I don't start the roll, and request takeoff.
Van Nuys Tower Cessna November 6669er 2 ready at runway 16. Our east departure.
Cessna November 6669er 2 altimeter tuner. 902 departure to the east approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 16R.
Cleared for takeoff runway 16. Our Cessna 69er 2.
Okay. Just taking a quick look here. So I can see over there on the marker, yes, it's 16R as we're scheduled for. So roll her up a little bit. Enter the runway. Too fast because I have been penalized before. I think on my CPL, that's where I got dinged for that for the first time. Taxiing too fast. Takeoff 16R. Okay. Alright, wind her up. Got her over the 2400 mark by quite a bit. I'm starting to skip. Okay. And we're off. So it said climb to 15. Oh, it's showing me up there in the corner. Okay, good. I don't need to remember that. Just bring my power back a bit. Lock her in there at 2400.
Cessna 69er 2 continue for east departure.
Van Nuys Tower Cessna November 6669er 2 continue for east departure.
Right. Here's a sound that I haven't come across yet. Oh, it's giving me markers in the sky. What? Okay, so I'm up to my 1500, so now reach crosswind. Alright, so coming around, gotta keep my climb. Just over 20-degree turn. Keep on climbing, try and maintain that 75-ish knots. Up to 19. Bring her down a bit now. And trim her out a little bit more here just to take some of my workload away. So I'd recommended 100, what did it say? 100 knots during this portion of flight. Too high and going too fast. So it's going to give me these markers. It's interesting. During all the training, they didn't provide any markers.
Cessna 69er 2 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Knowledge.
Van Nuys Tower Cessna November 6669er 2 frequency change.
Sure, the trim is not behaving as I'm used to here just throughout the training. Like I'm trying to bring it up. And I can see it's coming up, and then you can see it drops down again right away. I wonder why. What's happening anyway?
Burbank Tower Cessna November 6669er 2 is 3 miles west 1,600 feet with Juliet to land.
Let's brought out the flaps a
Cessna
bit.
November 6669er 2 Burbank Tower. Altimeter 29er. 9er 2 fly straight in runway 8.
Flaps down to 10.
Fly straight in runway 8 Cessna 69er 2.
Cessna 69er 2, wind 25 feet at 6. Cleared to land runway 8.
Cleared to land runway 8 Cessna 69er 2.
Bring down, okay, introduce a little more flap and aim her a little bit lower down because I am too high and too fast. Okay, dump out all of my power. Lined up well. Down to about our 65 knots. A little bit on the left. We're down. A little bit of brake. You see blue markers there, so it obviously wants me to take that. I gotta
Cessna
make sure I
69er
slow.
2, exit runway when able.
Slowed her down, and I think should have enough momentum to be able to exit the runway. Didn't have to acknowledge that one. And there's a hold short.
Cessna 69er 2, contact ground on 12 tree. 9er.
I cut my speed too much there. Acknowledge that one.
12 tree. 9er Cessna 69er 2.
We're gonna get docked for that. Just ended up slowing down before I got up to the hold short. Damn. Too short. Come on. What does that look like? I just got my front wheel in there. Okay.
Burbank ground Cessna November 6669er 2, request taxi to parking.
Cessna November 6669er 2 taxi to General Aviation, parking via taxiway Delta 7.
Taxiing to General Aviation, parking via taxiway Delta 7 Cessna 69er 2.
Alright, keep her nice and slow on the taxi so I don't get docked. What am I doing here? Getting myself all messed up, pushing too many buttons at the same time. Oh yeah, taxi right through the airplanes, hey? That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, I don't know if I'm going to lose for not following the exact path, but I'm pretty sure that's a better option than crashing. Over there. Alright, let's park this beast. Brake button X, parking brakes. Gray button down. How you looking, buddy? How'd I do?
You've performed great today. Keep the same attitude, and I'm sure that you will have great piloting career.
I passed. Whoa, 100, 100. 100. Respect the taxi path. Give me a break. So, clearly, I lost points because I stayed off the taxi path, but there were... I don't know if it's this plane right here. No. Where was that thing? Anyway, there were a couple planes in the way, as you can see, that if I went on the path, I'm gonna crash. So, battle the bugs and lose points, but did well in everything else, which I'm very happy about. And it's funny, like, you go through the training and the frustrations just build up as you work on like the fine details, and then it comes down to the exam, and that was a piece of cake. And it's partly because you train for the worst case scenario, right? But then I was expecting a lot more. Like that final, not the solo, but right before the solo, that took me quite a while, just getting used to the path that you had to take to be able to line up the runway when you're on the downwind. Just trying to find it halfway to make sure that you had the right distance and stuff. Like, it took a lot of practice to get to that. So I'm surprised that kind of thing didn't show up in the final here. But anyway, passed my CPL with an A, and I know exactly where I lost my points. But anyway, nothing I could do about that. I'm pretty happy with how this went. So hope you enjoyed that. Hope that gave you some ideas if you're having any issue with this exam, or if you're going through the training and getting a little bit frustrated, to show what the exam actually entails compared to the training. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and yeah, hope to see you in the skies again.